Crisco?
Crisco?
Yeah.
You ever use Christ?
Like the oil?
I
Like the
actually
oil.
used it this morning. Do not ask.
Right.
Hey y'all,
It's Blue, baby.
it's Olivia Dope.
But yo, man, welcome to another episode of Blue Dope. And on today's episode, we chop it up with the one and only international celebrity chef and baker / event experience curator, Jeffrey Morneau, better known as Chef Jeff. During our chat, we take a deep dive into who Jeff is, what he does, and how he built his successful business.
Yeah, we've known Jeff for a minute. In fact, when Blue and I decided to start a podcast, this is years ago, 2017, Jeff was one of our first guests. So he was doing a lot back then and doing even more now.
I mean, word up though. So while the world was shut down, Jeff was open for business. And we start today's episode with the still relevant original convo we had with Jeff, and then we follow up with him to see what he's up to now during a worldwide pandemic.
Right, what can I say? Jeff is a good time, so we chuckled our way through this conversation. The story of Jeff's climb is aspirational as well as fascinating. Look, this is a good one, y'all, so let's get right into it.
Let's take it to early chef days, right? So when did you start cooking up? You were in Brooklyn doing that, right?
Yo, I actually have a funny story about cooking in Brooklyn, which probably like one of the last things I did in Brooklyn. I was probably like 7. I'm trying to remember what age I was, but it's a real stupid story. I don't remember Crisco.
Crisco?
Yeah.
You ever use Christ?
Like the oil?
I
Like the
actually
oil.
used it this morning. Do not ask.
Right.
I ran out of butter.
No, but people use Crisco for all types of things. So back in the day, like Crisco had a peanut butter cookie recipe, right?
Okay.
And I'm like 6, 7 years old, and I didn't know no better.
Mm.
So I took a whole jar of peanut butter,
Okay.
a whole jar of Crisco, and just like took my knife and fork, and I'm just like mixing it.
Just oil and peanut
Right,
butter.
oil and peanut butter, right?
Okay.
I'm like, I'm about to make these cookies pop.
No, ain't there more ingredients for cookies?
Look,
I'm not a chef,
feel
but
like
I'm
there
saying
are.
this
I was
sounds.
like-
this
But let's
sounds like
hear the
stuff
rest
is
of the
missing,
story.
yes.
I was like 6 years old,
Okay.
so I was like, all right, let's get these cookies popping. So I put it in the freezer. This is a bowl of Crisco and peanut butter at this point. And I put it in the freezer, and I'm like, all right, cool.
Okay.
Went back 10 minutes. Ain't no cookies. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna come back in 21 minutes.
Okay.
21 minutes, no cookies.
So you was cooking in the freezer.
Yo, I'll never forget this story. So like, to this day, those cookies have never been made.
Okay.
But I know how to read though. Partially because I skipped the whole oven part and the flour and the sugar.
Yeah, like a whole lot of
You skip
pieces
a
to
couple
it.
of steps.
But you was being safe. Your parents probably said,
Right.
don't play with the fire.
Right, exactly.
And you're like, yo, you gotta
Use alternatives.
Yeah, there
So I
you
was
go.
making cookie dough.
That's you was ahead of the game. You
Ahead
know
of the
it.
game.
So you was freezer baking.
There you go.
So I mean, as a chef, what do you do most? Are you a baker? Are you? Because I see like you got the cakes everywhere,
Right.
But besides that, you do other things.
All right. So it's funny. Like I'm known for my cakes,
Okay.
Right.
but that's never what I wanted to be known for.
Really?
Yeah, because like, going to culinary school, like when that whole baking aspect part of it came out, I was like, all right, are we done yet? Are we done yet? Because it was just something that I was really, really scared of, because baking is a whole another ball game where
Okay.
it's like you can't just wing baking. Like you have to really be precise. Everything has to be measured. And if you mess up, you have to start back all over,
Got it.
Right.
But when
That
it comes
sounds costly.
right.
Right.
Sounds very costly. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah.
So, baking was never. I baked, I would make cupcakes here and there for friends, but it was like going into cakes was never a thing for me. And then doing cupcakes, getting better at cupcakes, and somebody goes, "Yo, you should do a cake," and I'm like, no, not my thing. Can't do it. But I was, doing like little bundt cakes, little out the box cakes, whatever. But I never like tried to play with fondant. And it was like back in 2000.
For those who don't know what fondant is.
Fondant, okay.
Yeah.
So fondant is like the pretty casing that you guys see on the cakes. Like the cakes, they look like leather. That's what fondant is.
That's the
But
hard
They
stuff.
wouldn't.
Like, can you really eat that?
you
I always question
can't.
myself.
You can eat it.
Okay.
So fondant, it's like most of them like marshmallow base.
Okay.
So but when you to the naked eye, it looks like it's like a leather casing on top of
Right.
case,
Yeah,
leather casing. But
yeah.
it's sugar and it's very edible. I know a lot of my clients don't eat it, but some people do because it's like eating.
I do.
Yeah, it's like
I'm greedy. I eat it too. I ain't
Yo,
gonna lie.
it's like a
I
never-ending
question
Laffy
myself every
Taffy.
time. I'm
Right.
just like, I'm gonna do it anyway.
Yeah, but I have people that go, yo, I don't even eat it. I just want it for the look. I'm all right, cool. So I don't really recommend that people eat it because it's a
Okay.
lot of sugar, you
Yeah,
know?
it's a lot of
And it's really just for the niceness. Like
Right.
it's that
Got
nice,
it.
clean, sleek look, you
Got
know?
it.
But yeah, fondant is it does its job. But now we're at a time where it's like fondant's not even that popular no more. Like we're at a stage where it's like a lot of naked cakes
Okay.
and buttercream and stuff like that. So now I have to like perfect the art of buttercream, which is something that a lot of us really didn't do because people weren't asking for buttercream cakes.
Got
So
it.
now it's like we have to reinvent the wheel
Okay.
and not just give little stars and little pearls and stuff.
So I mean, does that separate the real from the fake now when it comes to the baking game? Because if you can't use the fondant, can you almost use fondant to cover stuff up?
You can
like
just want to cover up the world.
Yeah.
But
Fondant and just like cover up like some silicone or
Got you.
styrofoam or
But
something.
what I will say is though, what separates the real from the fake is when you do look at a cake and that is covered in fondant, but it doesn't have any imperfections.
Okay.
Because if your buttercream looks like trash, your fondant's gonna look like trash.
Okay.
Right.
So if you see a cake and it's kind of bumpy and lumpy, that means that the baker didn't really take their time to perfect
The inside.
that buttercream layer.
Okay.
So it's a toss up. But I mean, from the real from the fake is there's so many different ways to realize that there's cleanliness,
Okay.
there's flavor, there's like if your cakes are lopsided,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's all of that. And I take like so much pride in making sure everything if it's on my page, if it's not on my page, like all my cakes always are like to the T.
Okay.
You know, like they're not lopsided. I try to make sure they're not lumpy. You know, let's try to take my time. It's a 3-day process.
Okay. Wow. 3 days.
It's a 3-day process. I make it a 3-day process
Okay.
because just I want to make sure it's perfect. You know,
Got it.
so I'll bake I'll shop one day for ingredients, then I'll bake the next day, cool. Then I'll buttercream the next day, and then the final day I'll put the fondant on, and then if I'm feeling froggy, I'll finish it that day, or if I get a little time to play on on a Friday,
Okay.
I'll do like the nice little detailings. But there's certain things that I personally don't like to put in the fridge
Okay.
before a client comes. So it's like as the client is walking in through the door, I like to put lasting touches on it because
Right.
I'm just scared of certain
Yeah,
things happening in transportation and stuff like that.
Okay.
So his price is his price.
Word.
You heard what you heard. It's a 3 to 4 day process.
That's a long time.
It's a long time.
That is a long time.
For
I had
one
no
cake.
idea it took that long.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, and I'm glad you said that because so a lot of people go. So someone said something to me the other day, and it just keeps playing in my head. And I don't know if she's gonna hear this or not. I'm not gonna say her name, but I gave her a price or something, and she said, "Oh damn, I'd rather get a Rolex."
Whoa. Hey.
Excuse me? Eat your Rolex then.
I
Eat
think
it.
I think
Certified pre-owned Rolex or like
think-
what kind of Rolex?
But it was for a dinner party.
It's a really big cake though.
It was for a dinner party.
Oh, it's for
right?
a whole for the
Yeah, it's for a
whole
whole dinner
It's for
We're
party.
not talking cake.
Right.
We're
It's supposed
talking.
to be a dinner party.
Okay.
Well, the quote was for a dinner party, and she
Okay.
was like, "Oh yeah, I'd rather get a Rolex." I think I'm hurt by that because
Okay.
That was a very rude statement. to
yeah, it
say.
keeps
Yeah.
playing back in my. I mean, I'm sure it's a joke, but
That just means you're luxury food at this point. That's all.
if I'm being compared to Rolex,
Yeah,
right?
you luxury
so I
food.
took it at that, and I was just like, "Eesh, I'd rather get a Rolex." Okay, cool. But it's stuff like that kind of. Like you said, it does put me in another category because if my work is being compared to a Rolex, then I guess I'm doing a good job.
Yeah,
You know,
on the way.
and then it was also like a damn, so I'm not worth the price I gave. Then cool, but you know,
It's how you interpret it. It's,
Right.
It's literally how you interpret it.
exactly.
Because I saw that as rude, but at the same time, yeah, I was worth a Rolex.
Right.
Okay.
At the same time, I mean, I consider you a celebrity chef. I've seen you do
Absolutely.
some work for some celebrities that are out there and everything. And I mean, how did it feel the first time? I know what's the old girl from Saturday Night Live?
Tiffany Haddish.
Nah, not Tiffany Haddish. You
No,
did something for her?
oh yeah,
Leslie?
I
You
didn't
did
post.
her
I
birthday
didn't-
cake
I didn't post.
recently.
I didn't post
Yeah.
that yet.
You even
I
posted
can't
it?
stop the bad.
Oh,
I didn't post that yet. Oh my god.
You know what? The funny thing is, I follow somebody else that worked with her that night of her birthday. And then I saw the cake. I'm like, I know that cake.
That's
I
what
know
she
Jeff's
they
had.
told
work.
me,
So,
and she-
yeah.
She ordered something that same week.
Oh.
It was CJ Milan, right?
Yes.
She ordered something that same
Wow.
week for her holiday party.
Okay.
She ordered a birthday cake for one of her staff members and about like 6 dozen logo cupcakes.
Yeah.
See, I mean, but see, those are the people that are going to buy the Rolex and the cakes, right?
Right.
Like, those are the...
Those are the people that know
You
your
want
word.
to service everybody.
CJ
in
is
anything
definitely
you're
one of
doing.
them. Shout out to CJ Milan. She definitely knows.
She came through. She's like, I want this, that. I'm like, cool. And it was kind of short notice, but there's certain people that you just feel like you don't want to not
Right.
come through for, you know? And I felt like it was more an investment for a future thing versus, you know, just telling her I couldn't do it at the moment and, you know, sending her on her way. So I was like, you know what, let me do this real quick. And
Okay.
like, she was so appreciative.
dope.
Like, she paid really quick. And, you know, I love customers.
Y'all have customers that pay really
Like,
quickly.
it's amazing, you know? So, yeah, she was amazing.
I wasn't even talking about her. I was
you
talking
talking
about what's
about
her name, Leslie.
Leslie Jones.
Because I mean, I feel like
Right.
there was this moment in time where it was just like everyone was talking about her, and you know there was like a lot of negativity she was going through and fighting through that, and then all of a sudden it's like she's having this big birthday party, and you know who's hooking it up, you
Right.
know?
So it was actually my homeboy, her stylist, Brian. And yo, shout out to stylists and hairstylists. And yo, they're the plug.
They're the
Wow.
plugs.
They're the
They are the
plug.
plug.
Like, you know, people see Instagram and it's like, oh, this person's with Cardi B right now. Yo, it's usually like you go through the stylist because it's like they trust their
They're next to
hairstylist,
them.
their makeup artists. Like,
Absolutely.
those are people that's with them 24/7. Like, those
Word.
are their family after
Yes,
family, you know?
yes,
So
yes.
it's like, they be like, yo, Chef Jeff you should get a cake from Chef Jeff. Like, so I big up to all stylists. Like,
Okay.
they hold it down.
The connect, the
The
plug.
connects. Stylists are the plug.
There you go. That's
They're the
why for
plug.
everything at the end of the day,
Yeah.
right? If you could find that link being a chef,
Facts.
you know, I think everyone could probably learn from that.
Right.
I mean, what did it do for your brand once you started working with celebrities? Like, what did that do for you?
So it's funny. So it's one of those things where it's like, people recognize me as a celebrity chef before I did.
Okay.
And it's still a term that I never used
Right.
because like I don't want to be known as a celebrity chef only because I want people to book me for me and to
Okay.
book me for my work versus booking me because who I've worked for.
Yeah.
You know? Like I want my work to pull you in.
Okay.
I don't want you, oh yeah, he worked for a celebrity, so he must be good. No, I want you to experience Chef Jeff before you experience the celebrity Chef Jeff.
Okay.
Speaking of experience, Chef Jeff, you pretty much have a catering service.
I do.
Yeah. So elaborate on that.
So-
I'm still getting a feel of it because I know you kind of did something for Fashion Bomb Daily, their party last
Yeah.
year it was.
Yeah,
I think that's the first time I experienced your team.
Right. Yeah,
I never
yeah.
saw your team before.
Yeah.
And that was the first time I saw it. So yeah, just elaborate on that.
So yeah, definitely with Fashion Bomb Daily. They were definitely like one of my. I gained a lot from working with them because it's a lot of people see them. There's so many people inside the room, whether it be if it's a celebrity or a stylist or
Okay.
something like that. Like I've gotten a lot of business working with Fashion Bomb Daily.
Okay.
So my catering company, it's a full-blown catering company. Like we do private dinners, we do big events, small events, weddings. I'm kind of like scaling back from like baby showers and stuff like that right now because I just feel like that's just not the, you know,
Yeah.
that environment's just not my style right now. But I'm more so trying to, you know, get back into like the cool cocktail parties, the brunches and stuff like that. That's what I want to be known for right now, you know?
Okay.
But yeah, the catering's amazing. Like we come in, all you have to do as the guest or, you know, as my client is show up.
Okay.
Like we do everything from like the core. If you want drinks, we do drinks, food, everything gets done by Chef Jeff Catering. Like you literally have to just walk. If you choose to just walk in, you can do that.
Nice.
And you guys come up with a full concept.
Everything.
Wow.
Like
You're taking money from everybody.
Look.
Hey, that's the
You're the
that's how you
event
gotta do it.
planner. You are.
Yo, any way you put it, I can be on the bill. You know? So
Okay.
it's like they do what I do, but I do what they all do.
Okay.
So it's like if I come in as an event planner, oh, who decorated? Oh, Chef Jeff Catering did that. Who made the cake? Oh, Chef Jeff did that. Who made the food? Chef Jeff. So it's like
once you start taking the pictures and DJing, you wouldn't have a problem with us.
Right.
You can't do need some room for some.
No. I mean, I do take some nice pictures though. But I take some nice. I mean, DJing. I'd rather dance with DJ. That's
so she's safe.
Yeah, I'm safe. She's safe. I'm safe. I don't know about you.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know about you, but I'm safe.
I definitely I love taking pictures. Like,
don't love it too much.
I'm so patient when it comes to taking pictures.
Okay.
Like,
call me, man. I'm available certain dates.
But that's
hourly rate myself.
That's not a field I'm gonna tap into. But like, I love taking pictures. Like, I'm like that friend that if you need me to be like in the pool and if we gotta cross the ocean to get the flick,
that's you.
I'm gonna get that flick. I'm gonna get that flick. Like, if you look at my camera roll right now, like it's like 100 pictures of one person, like and every single time. Yo, how many shots you took it? Like, I'll take like 100 shots of one person. I don't mind.
Okay.
So you're just all around about art and artistic expression,
right?
Pretty much, yeah.
And culinary arts is like food is an art. The cakes is an art. Like, just designing everything, putting things together. Like, the drafting of the vision in your mind, and then when it as you're building it, you're like, okay, cool, it's a cake. Then it's like as the pieces is coming together, like you're adding the fondant. If you're gonna play with the colors, whether it be pink, blue, and then you see how that starts coming together. Then you're adding borders, then you're adding pieces, you're adding sprinkles, you're adding pearls. It's like, you're building a monument, and it's just like it's art. Like, culinary arts is definitely an art. Like, when it comes to food and the plating of the food, and like, whether it be a protein or a side or something, or starch, or whatever the case may be. It's like there's just so much to it, and some people just see it for what it is, but there's so much that goes. The details, the behind the scene work is exactly how Dope said it. My price is my price, because so it's not until people like get to experience what goes on behind the scenes that they go,
and they understand.
Okay, people like, oh, I get it.
Right.
Like, you should charge more than what you charge.
Right.
And I'm like, right. So it's not until people like realize what goes on behind the scene that they get to appreciate like the work that goes, like the final product. People just see the Instagram post. They don't see what goes into that at all.
I mean, to take it even further back. So I mean, you always knew you wanted to be a chef. Was that the deal for you? Like, was culinary school, was that like an afterthought after regular school? Did you go straight to culinary school? How did you go about that?
Culinary school came because I didn't want to do 4 years in college. I was like, I don't want to do this. Like,
what school did you go to?
Culinary school.
I
did culinary first, and then after culinary, I went and I got my bachelor's in business administration.
Okay.
So directly after high school, I went to French Culinary Institute.
Okay.
Because I was like, I'm Haitian, West Indian. You just can't stay home after this.
Right.
You
gotta go somewhere.
Some cultures you can just sit home after 18 and you made it in life. But some cultures it's like we need more.
Yeah.
Right. So graduated from high school. I'm like, all right, cool. Let me just give them this culinary. I was looking at me like, you want to do what? Chef? What's that?
How much money you would get from that?
How much,
son?
Right. And it was just like, you don't want to be a doctor, you don't want to be the typical doctor, lawyer, blah, blah, blah.
It's regular.
And I'm like, nah, that's not it.
Okay.
That's not it.
So you knew that.
I knew. So I kind of knew. Did the whole school thing, the culinary school thing was amazing. It was a really good, it kind of like, it cleaned up all the skills I thought I had.
Okay.
And finishing culinary school was just like, okay, wow, now I'm like kind of ready. But even then,
no more frozen cookies.
No more frozen cookies, right? But even then, like, I still didn't feel like I was ready.
Okay.
Because you're still not a chef at that point. Like, you still have so many hours to put in, like on the field and stuff like that. Work in different restaurants, work in different catering companies.
So you did that?
I did all of that.
Okay.
Did all of that. And I think, I forgot what age it was. So I graduated culinary school because it was an accelerated program.
Okay.
Finished that in it was supposed to be 2 years. And I think I did it in 6 months.
Wow.
Because
Wow.
because I mean, coming out of high school, I was already used to being in school for
Got it all day.
So it
You
wasn't
tryna
a
make
thing
that
like,
bread.
oh, I know college is.
Exactly.
I'm gonna go to school Tuesday and Wednesday for 2 days.
No.
of the week.
No, I'm there 5 days a
Do
week.
5 days a week,
Bust it
8
out.
hours.
8 hours,
Yeah.
bust it out. So I could either do 2 years or do it in 6 months.
Okay.
I did it in 6 months. I
Wow.
was in school Monday through Friday, 8 to 4
Wow.
every single day.
Wow.
What, it was 8 to 4. Yeah, 8 to 4.
Yeah.
Busted out. Then finishing culinary school, I started working, making money. I'm like, oh, money's kind of
I was
high.
working.
But I was bored
Okay.
because all my friends are still in college at this point.
Got
And
it.
I'm like, what I want, and I'm surrounded by family and friends.
Okay.
They're like in fraternities and sororities. And I'm like,
Okay.
I want to do this. Like,
Right. you want that experience.
right, you want that
Yeah.
experience. So I was like, let me double back. And then I applied for York, and I'm going to York College.
Okay.
So I started York College in the spring of 2007.
Okay.
Because I graduated culinary school in 2006. So I had that whole summertime, like, okay, I got
Figure it
mine.
out.
But like, what happens now? Like, what's next? Like, I was
Mhm.
working, making money, but I feel like I didn't get the college experience that I should have gotten.
Okay.
So I went to York.
Yeah, like you went to business school. So I mean, it seems like you applied 2 different things, and kind of leads to how did you turn it into your own business? What was that transition like? Instead of working for people, to having
right.
people really work for you and having your team.
Because that's usually the main question that people have in terms of like taking that leap into turn it into your own career. Because a lot of people go and graduate from French culinary school and start working for another restaurant, being the head chef somewhere or something like that.
Okay, so I feel like a lot of the times people end up on their own because it's fueled by anger and it's fueled by negativity. That's just my personal thing, and a lot of people I know that are successful now on their own is because they were fed up and they reached a point where it's just like, oh, I can do better by myself.
Right.
So my aha moment was in 2011. So I haven't worked for anybody since April 2011.
Wow.
I've been on my own since then.
Like 7 years.
It was definitely rocky in the beginning. I was like, yo, what am I gonna do? Like, where's money gonna come from? So it was hard, but it was something I had to do. I went into work and boss said something off the wall, something crazy. And I'm looking at him like, what? I'm like, I don't only have the degree that you have, but I have another one. I don't need none of this. And I took my badge off, and since April 2011, I took my badge off, and that was it.
Okay.
Hey.
Where was the craziest place you chefed at? Like, you ever had to do anywhere like Applebee's,
Boy.
you in the back?
So what's
McDonald's.
What's funny? Yo, I never got hired for those jobs.
So you applied.
I applied.
So you applied to Applebee's?
That's God. That's
Right.
God telling you
Yo,
no.
I swear when I was in high school, I applied to Foot Locker like 8 times. They would not
They said
hire
no.
me.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. Because I went to Van Buren, so there was there's McDonald's over there on Hillside, and there's also a Wendy's. I applied to both.
You just wanted to be around food. It didn't
Never
even matter.
got the
Never got
job. Never got it. I was like, what's so hard? Why can't I get this job? You know,
They gonna make you
How
feel
they
bad
ready?
about yourself
I mean,
at the
but
time.
now,
Like,
like-
McDonald's won't hire me.
Right.
Like,
but now I see what's messing over. I never had those kind of jobs. You know what I mean? But
Right.
I definitely applied. But
they
I
heard about them peanut butter oil cookies. It's like, we can't hire
I
you.
never got those jobs. I don't know. But
I always saw those kind of situations as like I used to tell my mom because she used to get so annoyed with me when I worked at H&M and then like the paychecks would get messed up and I quit. I'm like, look, this is God telling me I don't need to be there.
Right.
I need to be elsewhere doing what I really like to do.
Right.
And she, girl, bye. But it is what it is. We don't get those jobs. We don't flourish in those kind of
No.
jobs because that's not where we're supposed to be.
no. And it's so funny. Like, whenever someone speaks to me about entrepreneurship, like it's like my eyes open and my
Yeah.
ears are just like, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Right.
I will make your business cards. I will make your website. I just
See, look, here you go again. I'm gonna take your headshots. I'm gonna do.
yo,
all that.
like entrepreneurship.
Set up your LinkedIn. I got you.
I just love entrepreneurship. It's amazing, working for yourself because these corporations, they started their businesses for themselves,
Right.
Very true.
and people are working for them. I mean, granted, people work for me now, but it's like my staff does not ever feel any type of way because I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I would never want anybody to be uncomfortable around me, you know? Like, I want you to have a good time. And if I don't have attitude, you can't have attitude, because I can have an attitude.
Yeah.
But, you know, if I'm here, you know, biting a bullet for my clients and it's all smiles, then I need my staff to be the same way. So I definitely keep people around me that are just always laughing, ready to work. And if I'm not there, you don't need me to be there. So there are times, as you know, last year was the first time I was able to not be at an event.
Wow.
And the event still went. And I was like,
cool.
That's what's up.
I can do this?
Just cut the check.
Just cut the check. You know, I made sure I had a point person on the event, and they were able to execute it without me being there. And I was like, so that means I could take more than one event a day then. And just have more staff and split it up.
Nice.
So I would have 2 events, then I would have 3 events in one day. And I'm like, all right, cool. But what fueled that was definitely Chef J.R. Robinson. Shout out to him. Kitchen Cray. He's amazing. We did the Black History Month chef series at Suede last year, whatever. And then he was like, you're not having an event going on right now. And I'm like, but you're here. How does that work? He's like, yo, bro, I have like 3 events every Saturday. And I'm like, he goes, yeah, man, you can do it too. Right, light bulb. And then from that point, I was like, they were 2 events a day. Oh, what time is your event? Oh, it ends at 12. Okay, cool. Oh, yeah, good. The next one's at 5. That's fine. Okay. I'll just send staff to go set up that one while I'm breaking this one, or I'll go while they break this down. And now I'm like, I could do 2 or 3 events in one day. Okay. Easy.
I mean, this is the point where we left off with Jeff back in 2018. Fast forward a few years later, right into 21, and the foreign landscape that is now the event industry has been arguably forever changed. And we find Jeff innovating and pivoting. Pandemic pivot, y'all.
Yep. Now, noticeably more confident-driven Jeff is on a trajectory towards a household name status, and I am here for it. Know this.
So, Jeff, a lot has changed. A lot. Since our original version of our interview with you. So, I mean, let's start with, how have you been?
I have been good. I have not been doing anything, and it's kind of weird to me because, you know, taking time off for entrepreneurs is just like downtime. It's like, what is downtime? So for me, it's like a scary feeling that like I literally haven't done nothing since like the holiday season. I just been like, all right, Thanksgiving, I'm gonna just chill. I'm not gonna do nothing. I'm not gonna take no orders, do whatever. But I've done a few dinners here and there, but like nothing that like requires me to really think and like really like put on like my big boy shoes and like do nothing crazy. So I just been like trying to find myself and just trying to like become centered again, because, you know, this whole pandemic shit, like it started off as a bad year, but ended up as probably one of my most successful years in business. So like, So I'm burnt out. I really feel like I'm burnt out, and I just need time to reset, basically.
Yeah, I saw that you did. Well, this is back in the summertime. You did the catering for Kayla.
Yes, that was the floodgate.
I can imagine, because I mean, she's like big time influencer, beauty and lifestyle influencer. But so, I mean, what was that party like? Like, how did that even come about?
All right, so that party came about because she was actually supposed to work with another one of my friends, but
sorry, one second. I have to mention, we're talking about Kayla Walker. Yeah,
right.
We're talking. I didn't mention her last name. So Kayla Walker, she's a well-known influencer on social media.
Super dope. So she was supposed to work with somebody else, right? But I think it was something like I think the date had to be changed. So the person that she initially wanted to work with wasn't available. She was one of my good friends, planner friends, and she threw me the alley-oop and was like, "Yo, I can't handle this, but I know somebody who can." Mm-hmm. So then Kayla came to my page. I think I told you guys this before. She came to my page and she's like, "Chef Jeff, like, that's the chef guy. Like, what do you mean he could decorate my party? He can't decorate my party. Like, he could cook, but he can't decorate." So Jessica Frazier, another beauty influencer, whatever, was like, "Nah, like, yo, he's your man. Like, yo, he can literally come in there and single-handedly do everything that you're looking for. Like, trust me, like, I stamp him." She's like, "All right, cool, whatever." So we got on the phone for like an hour chopping it up. She's like, "You know what? All right, cool. Maybe a believer." Went to her. I went to her house the Monday before. I think it was either the Monday or the Tuesday before that event. And you know, initially she had one theme, and then when I got there, she was like, "Yeah, you know, I ain't really feeling that theme because I feel like it's being done so much XYZ. So I kind of want to go in a different direction." I'm like, "All right, cool. Whatever you want, I got you." This is the Monday before an event that's going to be on. That's going to be on a Saturday. So I have 4 days to put that event together. And that event was like that event was detailed from the food to the balloons to the custom pool sign to the customs. Everything was custom. Like it was custom. It was like custom overload. But I'll be so honest, it was that event that kind of plateaued me to where it was just like, wow. Oh nah, it's gonna be a wrap. Like so from that event on, my budget's doubled because it was like, this is what I can do. I can't go back here. So if I allow you to take me back here, then everything I just worked so hard to showcase at this event is null and void. Right. So like her event was definitely a stepping stone for me. And I say it all the time. Like, you know, people are like, "Oh, you got XYZ followers." Followers don't mean nothing. Like, because I had another client who had damn near 3-4 times as many followers as Kayla. And I got thousands of followers from Kayla, and I got hundreds of followers from her. So the influence was total. You can see the level of influence. So you can tell like Instagram followers is cute, but it's about that influence that people have.
Right, right. That's definitely a lesson that I've learned over the years. Follower count really don't mean that much.
I mean, I think nowadays people associate it with success too, and I think that's one of the things people have to kind of keep out the mind. It's almost two separate things. It doesn't necessarily dictate that. You can have a person who's not even as successful as someone else with, you know, more followers. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't equivocate to anything.
Followers don't mean that. I mean, yeah, it's good to have, but like understanding the power of influence and what's going to come from somebody who has millions of followers versus somebody who has an influence, the dollar amount is so different. Right. It's going to translate into something totally different. You know, you can go on some pages and there's no commentary. There's all likes, but no comments. Like, do they like what they see? Like for me, I know I've set up my page, like it's always a conversation. And I've got to the point where I'm like, oh, they're not talking to me. They're talking to each other. So my phone will start dinging. And I'm like, so I'd be like, yo, who you? Oh, nah, I was talking to the bitch above you. I was like, let me just mind my business. Oh, you wasn't talking to me. All right, cool. So like, so it'd be a lot of it. Like, I try, for me personally, definitely like, engagement is huge. Like if you don't have engagement, it's like people are literally just like walking past you. They walking past you, got going on. But like if people stop and actually, they see the picture, they see the picture, they're reading the caption, and then some people are reading the comments because when you go back into the comments and it's like 100 likes on this comment, 25 likes, and you're like, so not only are you reading the caption, you guys are going into the comments and reading the comments to see who you agree with. So that's a big thing too.
Yeah, your page is turning into shade room,
bruh. I'd be like, yo, this ain't the place, and and for me, I try to keep it positive too. So like once it starts to get negative, because some people just want to be nasty. Like you can say anything, and then I feel like social media is just like people are just there in place just to be nasty. Like I posted a picture of Michelle Obama, right? And they were talking about how all you could see was her eyes, but everybody was talking about, but she broke the internet with just her eyes and everything else around her body broke the internet. And this girl was like, "Oh, what a sexist comment." I was like, wow. I was like, I was just highlighting the fact that I was agreeing with the fact that, you don't have to break, being naked does not, you don't have to do that to break the internet. If you want to do it, fine. But Michelle just showed you that her bomb ass hair and bomb ass fit have people are still talking about her. Yo, I've been stalking everybody who was a part of that day. Every person that was a part of that day following has grown tremendously. Like, and that's what it's about, you know, like, you know, when you're a part of like a dope ass moment on Instagram, it's dope to see like where it can take and catapult you.
With that said, you know, I think part of that becomes like your branding, right? It looks like right now, are you in a transitional phase in your branding, or what's going on with that? I mean, you had the big event, you're cooling off right now, just on your own accord, on your own choice, right? But how's the branding piece going for you?
Yeah, I feel like every time I talk to you guys, something big is happening. Like,
I love the energy. Yes.
So I am going through a rebranding phase, which was kind of tough for me because I kind of had to, I had to step back and understand what was happening. So I've created a bigger umbrella company that kind of, you know, tells a bigger story than just what Chef Jeff is. Because like I spoke to you guys last time, my business outgrew me, and my business is like, yo, bro, we up the block. You trying to come, or are you gonna stay back here? And I'm like, yo, I'm coming. So I created Jeffrey Morneau Atelier. So basically, this is my first time speaking on this too. I said I was going to do a live or like a clubhouse about it, but this is my first time speaking about it. Basically, you know, Atelier is like, it's an artist. It's a creative all things, basically. And, you know, I do the food, decor, balloons, florals, event planning, everything that you could think of event-wise, like my hand is in it. So I figured, you know, why not create a parent company that just supervises all of those things that I have going on under my business. Chef Jeff did it as a personality. So you guys may have noticed I had changed my name on Instagram on New Year's once the ball dropped. Like it was like 12:01, changed the name, dropped logo. And I was just like, this is cool. But then I'm like, Chef Jeff did it is that's not my brand. Like it's a personality, but it's not the brand on paper, you know? Like the company on paper is Chef Jeff Catering. So Chef Jeff Catering is now going to go under Jeffrey Morneau Atelier. So I sat on it and I was like, I would go on to lives and people are like, oh, nice, Jeffrey Morneau Atelier. And I'm like, shit, they don't know it's me. And I'm like, hey guys, it's me, Chef Jeff. It's me. So like, I'm trying to engage, but I look like a total stranger. And then I had lost followers because, you know, when you show up, it's just like, it's a new name pops up. You're like, Instagram got me following some random person. Let me unfollow. Or, you know, you comment on people's pages like, yo, who the fuck is this guy? And I'm like, it's me, guys. So I sat and I was like, you know what? Let me switch back to Chef Jeff Did It because, you know, that I've branded Chef Jeff Did It. Like the hashtag, just it goes with everything. It's a statement. It's a piece. So I'm like, for me to just remove that part of me that I worked so hard on, I was like, nah. I was like, Jeffrey Morneau Atelier. Jeffrey Morneau Atelier it's bigger than Chef Jeff Did It too, you know. So that's like a website thing. That's gonna be like, you know, LLC, the brand, like, you know, that's the bigger brand of things. So I was like, let me just kind of bring it back and just keep my baby Chef Jeff Did It because I worked hard on that. So yeah, that's where I'm currently at right now with the whole rebrand situation.
I mean, one thing that's interesting is it's definitely not directly related, but Michael Kors, right? They went out and they bought Jimmy Choo. And everyone went kind of crazy because it's like, all right, there's a parent company. We don't understand this. And then they turned around, they bought Versace. And after that, they just said, you know what? For branding purposes, people are confused that Michael Kors owns this. So let's make a holdings company, right? And it's that kind of same idea where you have this umbrella. So, I mean, it's kind of interesting because you're thinking like the big guys that are out there in regards to having this umbrella, which allows you to have all these other things underneath. But people still want their Michael Kors, right? They still want their Jimmy Choo separately, and they still want their Versace separate. And at the end of the day, it's just a holdings company that owns all of it.
Right. Chef Jeff Catering is going to be Jeff Morneau Atelier, basically. It evolved into Jeff Morneau Atelier. So now Chef Jeff Catering is dissolving into Jeff Morneau Atelier. It'll be a section of the brand instead of being the big daddy of the thing, basically.
Got you.
Yeah.
So just so we can get a timeline of where we left off until now. And I mean, we touched on the pandemic and what you did in terms of the tail end of the pandemic, which was, just taking a break, getting your mental back in order and stuff like that. Can you just give like the first, okay, March hits. We in a panty, whole panorama, and things are crazy. Like what went through your mind and in terms of restructuring business, because business still has to continue. Like, was there a plan? Did you create a new plan?
I thought it was over. I was like, it's over, because my business is people. I need people for my business. I need outside. I need parties. I need to be outside. We are people. Our brand is people. We need to take pictures of people. We need to be at events. We need people to dance to DJ. So it's like,
they're necessary. They are the most important component.
People pay us. People pay us. So
people.
So for me, although 2020 still was my biggest year, before the pandemic, it was going to be my biggest year. You feel me? Yeah. Like, I had events lined up that I didn't even know that it was huge. I had L'Oreal. I had an event with L'Oreal, and it was L'Oreal Carol's daughter. That's another parent company. So I had an event with L'Oreal Carol's daughter, whatever the case would be, and it was about to be fire. They were launching their new line, the Goddess Collection. And I had this whole curated dinner set up for them. And it was going to be on March 19th. We were going to have it at the Atrium in Brooklyn. Gorgeous venue. It was things that I've never had the budget to do. I was about to go crazy. Balloon installations, draped walls, like craziness that I've never been able to do. And I was like, damn, okay, cool. So now, we shut down March 15th, right? And I want to say the whole beginning of March, things are shutting down left and right. Events are getting canceled left and right. And I'm emailing. I'm like, yo, guys, what are things going on? I think we're going to be good. They're like, yeah, we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. I'm like, all right, we're going to be fine. March 12th came. I get a text message. Yeah, so, everybody's kind of scared and we don't know who's going to come out. So we're going to have to postpone. Boom. Another client for March 20th. So it was going to be 2 back-to-back events. It was a Coming to America 40th birthday. I was about to go crazy with that one. She was like, yeah, maybe we can still have it. The venue is still open. It's still having the event. Maybe we'll just have half my guests say they want to come. Half of them don't want to come, but I don't want to drop all this money and everybody doesn't come out. So it was a big thing of limbo for like that whole March. Cause March was just like, I'm gonna go to jail or I could still do this. Like, people were still fucking around, nobody.
And nobody. I think we can, but maybe not. Maybe this is just be a week and it'll pass by. Yeah.
Right. So nobody knew nothing. So, all the uncertainties, it was like, all right, whatever, cool. So I was just like, okay. And then when March 15th came and they gave us the shutdown, it was like, guys, sit your ass down, shut down, don't go outside, don't go to work. Don't go to school. I'm like, wait, this is real. Like, we got to stay in the house. I just bought my house in New Jersey. So now you got this mortgage that got to be paid. And it's a pandemic. So I'm like, wow, okay, what's going to happen? It's okay. So I got the bread. I got people's deposits. I'm like, yeah, unfortunately, we cannot refund these deposits back. You are more than welcome to roll over your date, but you can get your money back. Because now, had I given all this money back, I would have had no money during the pandemic, basically.
Wow.
Like it would, because I would have had to pay back mad people. So cool. I had enough, but I was like, to go into to keep mortgage payments and then to keep up, it'd have been a lot. So now, trying to figure that out. And April came. I remember not staying up. I remember legit waking up. The sun would come up. I feel good. As soon as the sun went down, I was in bed by like 7 p.m. I'm like, there's no need for me to be up because I'm like, you know what? Like, yeah, when the sun is up, everybody's having a good time. Everybody's FaceTiming, having a good time. But once the sun goes down, everybody depressed. Don't really want to talk. The IG Lives was fun. they were so fun. You know, it was a good time. Like they were a good time. You know, the parties, the Zoom parties. They was amazing in the beginning. And then I'm like, yo, what I'm gonna do? So then for me, I always sold frozen patties, but it was always like, it was like 1 out of 10. You know, everybody wasn't ordering the frozen option. So I was like, hey, it's not making me no bread. I dropped the frozen option. I was getting like at least 50 orders every single time I dropped it. Like 50 to 100 orders every time I dropped it. Like it was max 50. It was the minimum was 50 and max was like 110, 115. Like every time I dropped it, I'm like, all right, this could work. So I did patties from, I think it was like from like the ending of March to like May, because like once it got hot, it was kind of hard to kind of like, you know, to navigate, because, you know, the UPS holding shit up, things are melting, the dry ice is melting, they really couldn't do anything. So from like March to like I said, the beginning of May, I became like I was the patty guy. Like I was pumping these patties out, like it made sense. Like it made sense. Like nothing made sense, but the patties from like that from those months held me down.
I mean, even before the pandemic hit, I feel like once those patties dropped, man, I remember I came through, there was just a line. Like, I was waiting. And it was on pre-order. I was just like, yo, like, this is crazy how much people is out there really supporting and really just wanting to taste. And they were fantastic, right? A bunch of unique flavors. You know, I think that's the thing that was the difference. Just very unique.
Bro, so the patties was like they was fire. You know, before, like I said, before the pandemic, you know, I was doing them like baked or whatever the case may be. So I didn't think it was gonna garner that big response. Like, yo, right now, bro, I know if I drop them, it's over. That's why I'm waiting. I'm like, let me wait. I said, because, yo, people haven't had patties since like, I think like June or something like that.
Oh, you wildin', man.
Because you know what it was, bro? People got crazy. Oh, where the fuck my patties at? Where the fuck my patties at? I didn't get my patties. Oh, you lying, UPS. Can I get a refund? Oh, okay, it's been 2 weeks. Why ain't get my shit yet? I'm like, but it told you 4 weeks. Like, I told you the date that they were gonna start shipping out. Yo, when I tell you I started giving out refunds, like I was like, oh, you get a refund. You get a refund. Because my thing is, I'm not about to argue with you. I'm not, because before you signed up for it, you knew I told you exactly what the time I was.
I was trying to buy patties around that time, and I'm like, okay, he's literally saying it's sold out, so let me back off. I'm not even going to do let me get a hook of friendship. No. I was like, clearly, Jeff is overwhelmed, but people, just the fact that, okay, May, June, the protests were happening daily. Y'all really here thinking that things are going to be shipped out on time, like, and I really need to say this while we're recording, because y'all got to stop. We got to do better. We got to read the room. We got to understand when life is lifing, other things like the mail get involved and affected. Shout out to USPS. Y'all be effing up sometimes, but it is what it is, especially in 2020 and 2021 when it comes to shipping.
So because of all the protests, the certain routes that the trucks normally would take, they couldn't take. And they were like, you know, because they was protesting all over the 50 states at one point. Right. So then it was like, yo, you know, on top of COVID fucking shit up already, it was like, you know, people gotta be mindful that it's a protest. And then we were down. Like, as a black person, you we're going to keep on pumping out patties and my niggas is getting killed. They getting shot, they getting stabbed for no reasons. Ain't no patties going out. I was like, y'all can't post you hurting, and then in my DM, someone's waiting for my patties that I'm hurting too. Like, like, yo, we're all stuck together.
But you know what? You know what's messed up? Like, I feel like people were more understanding when Fashion Nova had a delay, right? But when it's the entrepreneur from our own communities, right? Whether it's the Chef Jeffs or the Kalila Wrights or the SIA somewhere in America, like all of the brands, when it's our own, like we got to relax and just go with the process, go with the flow of what's happening at the moment.
Bro, the type of messages that people, like even like Lit Brooklyn, that she was getting, like they were wild, like they were wilding. They were wilding, like, yo, calling you out your name, like, bitch, you got some nerve, you over here posting, having a good time, and I ain't get my candles yet. Oh, nigga, you over here, hello, nigga, you over here posting, you having a good time, but I ain't get my patio. People was like, they get crazy. Yo, did you see how they violated Kalila? Like they went, like she was sad.
Yes, they did. Like
they went in on her. Like, and I'm just like, and I sat there and I was like, same, sis, same. I was, and that's why I haven't done patties, because people they don't care. Like, they are not remorseful at all. Like, they're, oh my gosh, Jeff, I love you so much. I love everything you do. They didn't get their patties. My nigga, what's up? Like, fuck is my patties at? I sent my $68. I sent you $20 on top of my shipping. Like, where's it at? And I'm just like,
y'all don't have this kind of energy for other larger brands. You don't. You hold. I've said it on my other podcast where I just have to remind myself. WAP came out when? Who was that? Like May? I still haven't gotten that vinyl.
Oh, that's so crazy that you're speaking to us, because one of my chefs was just like, I'm such a loyal fan. I did not curse, kick, or scream or cry. I even forgot I ordered this shit.
That's great. Wow. You see the type of energy that we have. Like, wow. It's a different energy. Like I mentioned it and I was like, yo, wait a minute. I ain't get my vinyl yet. It's December. What the hell is going on? And now we're almost in February and I still haven't gotten it yet. I see other people getting theirs.
Right now?
Yeah, now. Like they just started shipping them out in the past like couple weeks.
And this is the thing. There's no smoke. Like my thing is, you know what it is? It's the homeboy hunger mentality. Like people think that, oh, we're friends, so I'm a volley. But I never understood that. Z Gallery. I ordered my furniture from Z Gallery. I want to say November, right? This is thousands of dollars that I gave Z Gallery, right? You know what Z Gallery sent me? Thank you for your order. I don't have a tracking. I don't have a date of delivery. I don't even know where this package is. Like when I look at my receipt, there's nothing on the receipt. There's no tracking number. There's no date of delivery. Nothing. The only thing I remember it said when I was placing the order, it said 9 to 10 weeks for it to be fabricated, and then there's another 3 to 4 weeks for it to be delivered. So when I went into Z Gallery, they was like, yeah, you'll probably get it around like spring. I was like, and how dare I call Z Gallery, email Z Gallery, because I knew what I signed up for when I signed up for it. But it takes a special type of patience though. But yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's a weird, we have to stop. We have to really stop doing that. If we're going to support Black businesses, we have to do it wholeheartedly and understand that, especially solo entrepreneurs and small businesses, there's only so many people that can handle these orders. So, just have a little bit more patience and understanding, and also understand that you're not buying something that you need. You wanted it.
You know what it is? People think that we steal from each other. So it's like this thought, I gave you the money. Where is it? You stealing from me. No, we're not stealing from you. It's going to get there. Relax.
Yo, I always got a story about somebody. Remember the last time I had a story? I got another story this time. So this girl hits me up, right? Mind you, she's supposed to be this big, Chef Jeff, I love what you do, X, Y, Z, right? So then she slides in my DMs and she goes, I can't wait for your cookbook to come out. Will my balance from the patties cover the cost? Listen. Will the balance from my patties cover the cost of the cookbook that's coming out? I'm not gonna release the price of the cookbook. So I was like, oh yeah, it might cover it, whatever. She goes, great, because I didn't want to ask for a refund. So I'll just put the patty money that I paid towards the cookbook. And I was like, no, love, you are at will to ask for a refund. it's your money. Like, I didn't remember about it because Patty's was last season. So if you want a refund, please, by all means. And she goes, oh yeah, no problem, hon. Here's my Zelle. So you wanted a refund.
Right.
Because
To
say that. Don't pamper me. Don't, oh my God, your cookbook is coming out. Is it gonna cost the same as the Patties? No, sis. I held her back.
Roll over minutes if you want a new phone.
I zelled sis back so fast. I said, nah, we're not doing this. Because I was just like, but then you're supposed to be one of my biggest supporters. You're in my DMs. You repost everything I do. And you're talking about something. I said, yo, here's your money back. One thing about me and about those Patties, I was not arguing. I wasn't. If you said I owed you a refund, I had this one girl. And it was being I was doing it alone for a while before I got help, right? And it wasn't even that much help. She got I sent her order 3 times to her. Because, after a while, your eyes start playing tricks on you. When you see these little ass numbers on the slips and you trying to send it out the packages fast. She got 3 boxes of Patties, right?
Yeah.
But her original order had salmon in it. So you got 36 Patties. 24 of them shits was free. You didn't get 6 salmon Patties. Do you know that she said, oh my God, thanks so much. I got the Patties and I also got some extra ones too, but I noticed I didn't get the salmon ones.
So we're
all silent, right? That was me. I looked at my cousin and I said, you read this shit?
People different.
I was like, yo, I'm gonna refund you back for the 6 Patties you didn't get. Cause I'm like, yo, you got 24 Patties in excess. But this is what it is. Like, you have some people that have been like, oh my God, we understand it's high volume. You pumping these things out. We appreciate it. No worries. Don't worry about it.
I got to ask you, man, in the last even in 2020, going into 2021, a lot of people have become quote unquote chefs, right? All of a sudden, a lot of people realize that, they cooked their first set of oatmeal for the first time and now they're dropping a cookbook. So how does a bona fide actually, chef feel about this situation? And just going into the cookbook, let's talk about that too, because everyone's dropping them right now.
Oh yeah. Even All
right, so check it.
It's weird.
So for me, it's definitely a slap in the face. And people have been asking for a cookbook for years. Like, I'm sure last time we spoke on this, I probably asked about a cookbook too, and it was nowhere written yet. I completed my cookbook. It's written. It's designed and everything. Only thing that's about to happen now is they have to insert the pictures into the cookbook for everything to kind of finish flowing, right? So now during the pandemic, it was this one particular person. Yeah. Her bio straight evolved. It was like, oh, because they'll know who I'm talking about if I say it, right? Uh-oh. So let's just say sis was she was a nail tech, right? She started the pandemic as a nail tech, right? And then she started making food. Then at the end of the pandemic, her bio changed from nail tech to chef nail tech, basically. Think like just like that. And I was like, oh, is that easy? Literally. So now her bio is like nail tech, chef, did a private chef, and I'm like, whoa. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. So now to touch base about people that's dropping cookbooks, it's so easy to drop cookbooks when you're copying and pasting recipes. But when you actually have recipes that you've never written down and you just literally throwing shit into a pot, there's no way to talk about that's 1 cup of this, 2 cups of that, 2 teaspoons of that. I'm 15 years in my career and I'm just now releasing the cookbook for the sole fact that it took me months to sit down and really hone in and write down my recipes and actually quantify what I'm actually throwing into these pots. So for the people that's just throwing out cookbooks left and right, that's because they're copying and pasting them and they're not authentic. That's all it is. But anybody can do that. Everybody is, I mean, but no lie, I won't be a hater, because at the end of the day, there are people that do it every single day. That's buying stuff, putting their name on it, and calling it theirs, and they making bread off of it. Kudos to them. You feel me? Because it's been happening since whatever. But for me, what I don't want is, I don't want for when my cookbook drops at the price tag it's going to drop at, for you to say, oh yeah, I can get Chef Neltek's book for $25. but at the end of the day, what she got in her book is not what I got in my book. And I won't even argue about stuff like that, because at the end of the day, everybody's not going to be for you, you know? So that's another topic in itself, where it's just like, I'm good. But the day and age of everybody just making themselves I was about to run an experiment. I was literally going to change my Instagram bio and just drop a thing, and was like, oh, I forgot, I was going to put something stupid up there. And then
Neltek.
And I wanted people to just like comment. My response the next day is I'm probably gonna do this. It's an experiment. The next day is gonna be like, you see how easy it is to be somebody on Instagram without no fact check, without no credential, nothing. Like, you have Instagram bio, you can be anything in the world. Like, yo, it's crazy.
You really can. Like, you can create your own whatever you want to create, and no one will. I mean, eventually you're gonna get found out, but I mean, ride the wave.
Ride the wave. You can Google.
Ride the wave until it can't be rode no more.
Pictures. Who's gonna know? You can Google. I'm a nail tech now, so I'm gonna Google all the nail pictures in the world. Up there. Here's my new page. Oh, where are you located? Oh, here's my bio. Here's my style sheet. Send me the deposit. Oh yeah, I'm coming. It's that easy.
And that's it's a beauty. There's a beauty in that. And I think there is a gem to take away from that, whole perspective. Like, when you create a persona or an image of yourself on social media, when people gravitate to it, they become loyal. And I think there is a beauty in that, but you just have to make sure it's authentic, because eventually you can get found. But, in terms of that, I mean, can you speak? I feel like you can speak on the loyalty of your customers, consumers, and just fans of Chef Jeff and everything that you do. Like, how did you build that fan base? How were you able to maintain it?
So some of my followers are scary though, because sometimes I'll be like, all right, guys, just calm down. Just. Right. So for me, I have people that will go on other people's pages. Like, let's say somebody reposted something of mine and they didn't tag me. People will go, oh, this is so cute. Chef Jeff did this. Da-da-da-da. Jeff, you seen this picture? You know what's up here? And I'm just like, whoa.
Big barbs.
Then you got to pull up and be like, guys, calm down. It's okay. Then you come look like a pussy because you like, guys, calm down. It's okay. It's no fire. But yo, I have loyal followers. Like, when I tell you, I love my followers and I love the people that I'm following. Like, I always say, like, yo, I always try to exhaust all my ideas before I get to Instagram. And then I'll Google search it. I'll do everything I got to do. And when all else fails, I make a post on Instagram. Hey guys, I need XYZ. I know I get it from my DMs. My DMs are flooded. Oh my God, I got it. Oh my God, I got 10. No, I'm not taking no money from you. Just take it. Da-da-da. And I'm just like, yo, at the end of the day, like we always say, Instagram is a gift and a curse. Like, when I tell you, like, I seriously use my platform for the greater good, it's amazing. But just to go back to, like, how loyal they are, the biggest sign of loyalty for me was the most recent one. I keep posting this Le Creuset stuff, right? So I keep posting it. Do you know that people were coming into my DMs asking me 1,000 questions about the Le Creuset? So I'm like, yo, I posted it. You can just Google it. This is me. And I'm just like, so this is Jeff, but I'm still going to answer questions. Do you know that they were buying the pieces from me and leaving it at places that they knew I went to? And like, they'd be like, oh, well, just pick it up here. Or what's your PO box? I'll send it to your PO box. So I was just like, wow, guys really fuck with me. So like, yo,
if you get any duplicates, send that over.
Bro, I got you. Yo, so it's stuff, it's stuff like that. Like, it's just a matter of like, it's about being authentic too, though. Because when you're authentic, it's like people really buy into you. So I don't know how many people in my inbox be like, yo, you're my best friend in my head. Like, that's all facts. Like, yo, one day we're gonna party together. We're gonna have a good time together. I'm like, yo, pull up. It's lit. I'm a good time. So, yo, when you're genuine and authentic and you're like always giving knowledge and you're just like, you're an open book. Like, I feel like that's when you're the most authentic and like people really, really, really take to you on Instagram.
We appreciate all the updates, right? I mean, it's a point you're doing a lot. We definitely see success with the new changes. We see it on the way.
Absolutely.
Thanks for the consistent, the continuous support, man. I appreciate that a lot too.
Yo, Liv, you know what? I think we're on to something here. I really enjoyed catching up with the homie Jeff. It was a great follow-up to the original.
Yeah, man, people are still writing their chapters and their stories. We're gonna keep giving them their flowers. They're more than deserving to smell them while they are still here, especially in these times. Life is too short.
Dope with the bars. Another hashtag for your dope bars.